Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Gonna do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2014 Case 850M WT that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, I'll show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know. Then of course we'll fire it up, run it through its paces, show you the pins are fairly tight up front, let you hear the engine, show you that it turns strong to both directions, track's good and straight. As always, if you are in the market for a used dozer, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for machines find our videos and find our machines, and we truly do appreciate that. All right, like I said, this one's a 2014 Case 850M WT. Cab, heat, air, Hystat, 6-way blade. It's got the limb risers, 10-foot blade, 22,750 pound operating weight, and this one has 3,026 hours. So here in a little bit we'll fire it up, we'll show you that the pins are fairly tight up here, hydraulics are nice and strong. As I get up close to everything here, you'll see that it's got some scuffs and stuff down here in the paint, but pretty straight. Got a couple spots where it's flaked on the edges just a little bit there, and little chips in the paint, but very straight. That engine enclosure on this side's nice and straight. No major dents or dings there. A couple little nicks in the paint here and there. I don't know why. You'll see here on the other side too, this lower shield is a different shade of yellow or orange, whatever you want to call it. But on both sides, looking down here, still retains quite a bit of the paint. Down there are some scuffs and stuff, but paint's flaking just a little bit down there. And back there, just your typical where dirt and mud get in there and then scratch it. Taking a look at the undercarriage, looking on this side here, looking at those pads. The grousers are pretty tall. As you can see, there's two fingers are a little taller than that. Back of the pads are nice and square, nice and straight. Not all wavy there. Pads are pretty good, really. Looking at the chain here, everything looks pretty good there. And I can't get all the way up underneath there. It's kind of hard with this camera setup, but there's just a little bit of a flat edge on the pins and bushings here. Again, I don't know how well you guys can see that. Looks like maybe that top roller is newer than some of the other stuff. That's probably been replaced at some point. Come back here, looking at the sprockets. There's some life left in those, but I would say the sprockets are probably the weakest part of the undercarriage here. And as I back up here, the side rails there are fairly straight. Still have some of the gray paint on them there. Looking at the sheet metal on this back corner, pretty straight. Has some nicks in the paint here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary. It is a used dozer, starting to flake just a little bit on the edges. Pretty common, that's where they always flake, right around the edge. And then I have these unlatched. They're hard to do with just one hand, they're very tight, so I unlatched them to start with. Inside of this door over here is pretty darn good. Pretty clean in here, a little bit of dust and stuff there. A little bit of dust and stuff in here, but not too bad at all, pretty clean. This back corner back here is pretty straight. Again, a couple little nicks here and there in the paint, just typical stuff. It is a used bulldozer after all. Everything's pretty straight there on the top, at the back, and back here, pretty darn straight. There's some scuffs in the paint, a couple scuffs here in that decal, some nicks here and there, nothing out of the ordinary. Down here on the bottom, that drawbar is pretty straight. Some paint chips back here, a couple little scratches on the bottom side there. Spot right there around the hydraulic oil tank. That paint's peeling just a little bit there, but again, this side very straight. No major dents or dings. A couple little scuffs, a couple little spots where the paint's chipped off, and a couple little chips in the paint here, but paint's fairly bright still, and it is very straight. No major dents or dings that I'm seeing here on this side. Take a look inside here. A couple little nicks in the paint there again. Looks good there. Everything on this side's pretty good. A little bit of dust and stuff, but nothing out of the ordinary there. Looking at the undercarriage on this side, matches up really well to the other side. Again, a little over 2 fingers there. Back side of the pads are pretty straight. Chain looks pretty darn good. And the sprockets are about the same on this side as they are on the other side. There's a little life left there, but again, they are probably the weakest part of the undercarriage. Looking at the side rails, again, everything looks pretty good. They're pretty straight. Again, just some paint chipping off in there. It is still a 10-year-old Dozer, but pretty straight here. Looking at this door over here, again, that one's pretty straight. And like I said, I don't know why those lower shields are a different color. Pretty straight there. Looks like this has probably had, there's a little bit of touch up on this gray paint right there. You can see there's just a touch of overspray there. We'll go take a look at the front of the blade. As you can see there, brand new cutting edge. The blade is nice and straight. No major dings in the blade. There's a little bit of a spot right there. I'll get up close where there's just a little light ding in the blade, but I don't see anywhere that's been patched or anything like that. Pretty darn straight. Looking at the front up here and this nose, that's all pretty darn straight. Nothing busted out there. Take a look in the engine compartment. I've got these open already as well. Climb up here. Watch that door open there. All right. As you can see in here, pretty clean. A little dusty, but nice and dry. I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block. Turbo. As you can see down in there, everything looks pretty good. I'll go around to the other side and take a look at it. Okay, as you can see in here, again, a little bit of dust here and there, but pretty clean overall. Nice and dry. I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block on this side. Again, just some dirt and dust in here. Nothing out of the ordinary. It is a used Dozer. Take a look inside the cab at the operator station. All the glass looks good. I don't see any cracks or spider webbing in any of the glass. Pretty good there. Looking down here at the floor mat, pretty good here. I don't see any big cuts or tears. Looking at the seat, that bottom cushion's pretty good. Maybe just a little nick right there in the fabric. Other than that, I don't see any cuts or tears anywhere. Armrests are both in pretty good shape. Your blade lever, everything's good over here. Everything looks pretty good on that. Same thing over here. Everything's pretty good on this side. Your dash, everything looks good down here. All the stickers on the buttons are still nice and visible. Park brake's starting to get a little bit where you can hardly see, but everybody knows the red lever's the park brake. 3,026 on the hours. Does have a radio, HVAC controls. Headliner is decent. It's got a little bit of like a fuzz starting to peel just a little bit, but it's not sagging down. I don't see any big nasty dirt stains or any wet spots where it looks like it's been wet in here before. So all that looks pretty good. All right, like I said, it's a 2014 850M WT, 3,026 hours. We'll get some of these doors shut. We'll fire it up. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up and get right into an operational video.